evening. My apologies for being late. My parents would kill me to be anywhere not exactly on time, but we finished the council meeting about 32 minutes ago, so it took me a minute to get here, but I'm glad to be here. I wouldn't be anywhere else, and I need to start by thanking Nicole Capritz for her work. You know, she gives me all the credit, which elected officials often get, but the truth is, all I can do, or what I should do, is set a high standard, right? And we need smart people that can help sort of put that into context and to really put it into something deliverable, and that's exactly what Nicole did. When we were working in the mayor's office together, you know, she asked, you know, what should we do? Well, of course we should go to 100% renewable. Yes, we should make it measurable. Yes, we should make it enforceable. And Nicole, working with Dave Weil and other folks in our great city staff, helped to write a plan that will put San Diego on a path to do that if we persist on the path that we're going on. And that's why you all are so very, very important. You know, the good news is that it's actually been almost exactly a year since we left the mayor's office. The plan is still largely intact. But we're still many months away from the council actually adopting it in its final form. And that's why your presence here this evening is so very, very important. You know that of those months where this can get amended, many things can happen. It can be made stronger, or it can be made weaker. We can take on our challenge of trying to be a leader in this fight against global warming and climate change, or we can shirk from our responsibilities and just take an easy path. What I think is really interesting is that I was with a group of the utilities earlier today, and they were touting the renewable targets that they're already hitting. And my reaction to that is not that we've done enough, it's that that's fantastic. You hit the goal that we've already set for you. Let's raise that bar a little bit higher. Let's do some more, because the beneficiaries are our planet and is of the next generation who will not get, I'm going to use his word, That's okay. Kids tell it like it is. I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. The other thing I learned today, and I think this will be interesting to you, our reliance on fossil fuels has a real cost to taxpayers. We just came, the council meeting I just left, it was revealed to the city council that we are paying $12 million more per year for energy at the city because of growing utility rates. $12 million. You guys can imagine how many amazing projects, how many libraries, how many rec centers, how many parks I could build with that kind of money. That's what the reliance on fossil fuel is doing. And we know that in communities that have adopted a CCA, they've actually seen their rates go down. And so when we're not only here just advocating for our climate, although that's probably about the most important thing we can do because the planet's pretty critical to the whole, you know, sort of being a human thing, but for our friends who perhaps don't always see the environment as being a priority, I think they often do see dollars and cents as being a priority. And this is already having a tremendous impact on our city's budget. We can do better in our city, and I think that when I think about what sets us apart as San Diegans, it is this, right? It is that in the middle, well, I guess it's not middle of winter any longer, but we're still in the winter, that this is about the worst day we're going to have, right? That it's a little bit, you have to get a coat. It rained for a hot minute earlier today. This is as bad as it gets. This is what sets us apart. But it may not always be this way if we continue on the path that we're on. And we are in complete control of our own destiny. If we're willing to challenge ourselves and to really step up to this responsibility, we can maintain what makes us special. We can maintain what makes San Diego such an incredible place to live. It's really on us. And another thing I did today, I've done a lot today, as you've seen, I was doing a thing related to the Balboa Park Centennial. And I stand there and we were talking about what the San Diegans of 1915 did, right? Think about a small town of 40,000 people who had the audacity to put on what was essentially a World's Fair. And it was something that 3 million people came to this teeny tiny town for. We're standing in the fruits of that work here right now today, right? We are so grateful for the work of those San Diegans a century ago. I want San Diegans a century from now to think that the work that we did here right now, tonight, really set up our community for greatness for another 100 years. This is what is on us today. So I think that we're up to that challenge. As I look at this crowd, I know there's a lot of savvy people here who will not give up, and I'm asking you to stay engaged. Stay in the fight and make sure that we get the council to adopt this year a climate action plan that makes us not just a leader in this state or in this country, but really in the world. Let us be a beacon for hope for all the other communities that are struggling with this same challenge. Let it help us create green jobs that we can export some of this technology to other places and allow ourselves to have a better economy. There are so many reasons to do this. The mayor understood that when he largely adopted this plan as his own, and what we have to do is keep the pressure on. If anything I've known about politics, it's when you take your eye off the ball is when weird stuff starts happening, right? So we're not going to keep our eye off the ball. This is why we're here today. And I want to thank SD 350, the Environmental Health Coalition, Nicole and her team, all the folks who are represented here today. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few. But all of you are so critical in this. Stick with this. Let's keep our eye on the prize. And when we get this done, we will say that we really are keeping that responsibility to future generations of San Diegans. We will be protecting our environment, we'll be safeguarding our economy, and we'll be keeping San Diego great. I think that's a darn good reason to be out on a Monday evening. Am I right? Yeah. All right. Guys, thank you so much. I'm so grateful and so proud of the work that you're doing. Let me turn it back.
Thank you so much, council members. That was great.